Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, December 5th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Monday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice here the ES is currently trading right at the midpoint of Friday's range here. That midpoint, very important. You'll notice it right here coming across. It was prior resistance. Right now we're right at it at the moment. Bit of a tail at the lower end of Friday's range. We still remain within a very clear uptrending phase here. Very nice uptrend that has developed over the last couple of months. And price again pulling back off of the previous month's high and close, which again puts you into this lower pivot range right here. The pivot range is higher value for the month. So any pullback into that range could be defended for a continuation up until this midpoint is taken out. Kind of like last month here, price pulls back, hits the midpoint, continues out of it to close the month higher. But if a failure had occurred at that mid, it would have opened up the previous month's low. That would be the same thing here. So again, we could pull back as deep as that 3900 level right there. That's the previous month's midpoint. That could still provide a continuation higher toward 4200 or perhaps even beyond in the most bullish scenario. Now, from an intraday perspective here, the key level is this midpoint. That's the key level there, 40.46. If price fails to hold above that level, then you start to attack the low, and a push through that low opens up a continuation down, as this would become a bearish hanging man. If the bulls are able to keep this previous session's midpoint bid, we could see the beginning of what could be a checkmark trend day up and a bullish close beyond the previous session's high. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. Very similar price action here in the NQ. You'll notice again a tail at the lower end of Friday's range, price coming down and approaching the previous session's midpoint. A failure at that midpoint would open up more weakness, but if bulls are able to keep that area bid, we could be looking at a checkmark trend day up. We continue to see kind of this rounded price action off to the right. That rounded behavior here is a good rounded bottom that suggests that there could be a rally that comes up ahead. But if that fails through this pivot low, though, that could be a significant failure that not only brings you back to 11,400, but perhaps down into 10,600 below. So this pivot low is going to be very important, not only in the NQ, but in the other equity futures as well. If we take a look here at crude oil, this one's up right now 2.68%. 2.68%, 82 right now, and holding the previous quarter's close price right there. We see a narrow 3-day range that is developed right now. That narrow 3-day range has had the same low here at around 79.50 or so. By holding that level, we could be looking at a continuation again toward the 85 level. That's 76.25 level right there. That's that key range low. The previous quarter's low price was able to push through and reject it. And now on this recent pullback, continuing to hold the previous close for a shot at continuing higher toward the midpoint of the key range. That's 84.94. That's the expectation, is for a continuation toward that level. Perhaps we stay in that range here for a while. If it transitions through 84.94, then it opens up the next level above 93.74. Let's take a look here at gold futures. Right now, gold with a big time continuation off this pivot low. Price finally got the 1820 to 1830 target zone that we talked about before, as it hit 1822.90 here already during the session. At the moment, it is a failed new high that is developed above 2-day highs. We're now testing prices at the previous session's midpoint. A failure at that midpoint opens up the potential for a bearish outside day. So again, this is the zone here between 1820 and 1830 where price has kind of given out lately. This is the zone here where it was support for quite a while. When it gave it up, it dropped it all the way to 1680. A bounce back to that level occurred here, and then it dropped to new lows. We've now made it again back to that level again. So how's the market going to respond to this zone? A rejection here could open up a return as deep as that 1738 1750 level. So 1740 could be the next target below if we reject this edge sometime soon. All right, taking a look lastly here at the YM. Let's take a look at the YM. This one right now, again, has rotated higher, has been very, very strong and outpacing the NQ and the others. At the moment here, it is continuing to respond to the bullish Pima trigger zone, has been providing support the entire way up. Do have a bit of a doji that has developed during Friday's range, and again, price not pushing beyond the previous month's high and close, so that could provide a little bit more of a pullback here up ahead. We have a higher value relationship on the pivot range, so any pullback could be defended for a continuation higher into the end of the month. Again, a failure at the previous month's midpoint here, that 33,150, 33,159, a failure there opens up the previous month's low price. So we could pull back as deep as that point and still continue higher. Doesn't necessarily have to pull back that deep, but if it did, could still provide support. A failure there opens up the previous low. So right now, still trending higher. We do have a very good narrow range developing here over the last few weeks across these equity futures, and that could provide quite a bit of energy for the next key breakout move ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops heading into the new week of trading. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.